Have you ever wondered if the greatest wealth isn't something you can, hold in your hands? Well, today we're diving into an incredible ancient story that really challenges our whole idea of what value even means. It's called Ramesh's Humility, a Divine Test.
So let's just kick things off with a huge question, one that I think we all wrestle with. What is true wealth? Really? Is it about the money in the bank, the house you live in, or is it something else? This story has a pretty surprising answer.
You know, it's funny. Sometimes the oldest stories have the most to say about our modern lives. We're about to look at wealth from a perspective that has absolutely nothing to do with money and everything to do with our character. Let's get into it.
Okay, so our story starts with a test, but it's not a test of brawn or brains. It's a test of true worth. And the person being tested, he's not some powerful king. He's a humble villager named Ramesh, just a simple man working his land.
So the test begins. But there's a catch. God shows up disguised as a wandering sage. You know, the kind of person you might just walk past without a second glance. And that disguise is crucial. It's what makes the test real. Ramesh isn't going to be putting on a show for God. He's just going to be, well, himself. So, here we go. The first part of the test. On the surface, it's a simple request for food. A hungry traveler asking for a meal. But as you're about to see, this simple act goes so much deeper. The sage gets right to the point. Ramesh, I'm hungry. Give me the best food you have. Now, pay attention to that word. Not just any food, but the best food. This isn't just a test of charity. It's a test of real, no-holds-barred generosity. And Ramesh's response? It's instant. He doesn't hesitate for a second. He offers up his only meal for the day. And it's nothing fancy, just a simple chapati and some vegetables. But here's the kicker. It was everything he had. That one selfless act tells you all you need to know about this man. So Ramesh totally passed the first test, but the trial isn't over. Oh no, it's about to escalate. We're moving from something physical, like food, to something way more abstract, something called faith.
And this is where things get really intense. I mean, think about it. The first request was for something Ramesh actually had, his lunch. The second request, it's for a pile of gold, something he could never ever have. The test just shifted from generosity to, how do you act when faced with the impossible?
So how does he react? Does he get angry, embarrassed? Not at all. The story says he just smiles gently. He isn't stressed or ashamed by what he doesn't own. You see, his sense of peace has nothing to do with material wealth, and that calm little smile says it all.
And his answer? Wow. His answer is what this whole story is about. He says, I have none, but take these seeds. They'll grow into a harvest that might bring you wealth someday. Just think about that for a second. He can't give wealth, so he gives the potential for wealth. He's offering hope, a future. It's just incredible.
This amazing act of faith, this is the turning point. This is the climax of the whole story, the divine revelation. We finally get to see how God responds to this incredible display of humility and trust.
God is, of course, completely blown away, and he asks the one question that gets to the very heart of everything. Why didn't you ask for anything in return? And Ramesh's answer? Well, it lays his entire philosophy on life bare.
And Ramesh's reply is just beautiful. He says, you gave me food when I needed it. I trust you'll do the same with these seeds. He's not being literal here. He's saying that he has this deep, profound faith that the universe provides, and if it provides for him, it'll provide for this sage too. It's a statement of absolute, total trust. So let's just break this down for a second. On the one hand, you've got Ramesh's gifts, a bit of food, a few seeds. Materially, they're basically worthless. But the virtues they represent, selflessness, faith, and trust, now that is where the real value is. It's off the charts. And it's this realization that leads to the big reveal. God shows his true form and says the most powerful line in the whole story. Your humility and trust are greater riches than gold. And with that, Ramesh is blessed with true abundance, a physical reward for his incredible spiritual wealth.
So, what do we take away from all this? After that incredible climax, what's the ultimate moral? What is this timeless story really trying to teach us?
It really boils down to this. True devotion, true connection, isn't measured by big, flashy offerings. It's found in the quiet sincerity of your heart. Humility and trust. Those are the things that resonate on a divine level in a way that piles of gold never,
ever could.
So, to wrap this all up, here are the big ideas to take with you. First, true devotion is about being selfless, not about making a sacrifice. For Ramesh, giving was natural, not a loss. Second, faith is really an investment in what's possible. He offered seeds, pure potential. And finally, humility. That's the ultimate currency. In the grand scheme of things, it's worth more than all the gold in the world.
So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. We live in a world that's obsessed with what we can offer on the outside, what we can buy or build or donate. But Ramesh's story kind of forces us to look inward and ask ourselves, what are we truly being asked to give? Thanks for joining me on this one.